before the chaos, breath before the dive, the silence before the roar, the spark before the light. Static in the street, heart beating wild, screens glowing in darkness, feel the star catch fire. We're not alive yet, but the moment's here. Screen, every win in between. Built this from nothing, now it's ours to define. Not just wasted, not just games. This is fire in our veins. Feel the bass, feel the pull. Every second getting full. No delays, no disguise. the chaos, a breath before the dawn, the silence before the roar, the spark before the light.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everybody out there. Jason here, Signature Esports, and a pleasure just to have you live at a charge. A little countdown to green as drivers are out there qualifying, getting their laps underway. It is, week 7 here tonight for all of the drivers. Good to see you all out there. If you haven't done so, reach up, hit that like button for me. It goes a long way to support what we do. It is week 7, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Tonight, drivers are working hard for what they've got going on. Actually, I need to readjust something here because I had the wrong number in. Yeah, I did. I had the wrong number in. I sure did. There it is. Stage lap completion, lap 35. 120 laps tonight here for the Chop Racing Cup Series presented by the Chopp'n It Up podcast. Stay tuned. Sports going to give us our pulse hitter here tonight. Ball stats, BB music, Adminboxx all on board with everybody out there. 2.5 mile length racing surface. Chop deeming this the Kings of the Chop race. It is we get a little extra going on, a little extra horsepower, a little extra on kind of everything they have going on. So it is Indianapolis. It is the Brickyard. It is a big racetrack. Again, 120 laps for the drivers tonight. It's going to be a long race. So sit back, relax. Enjoy the race. Enjoy what you see. Hopefully, we see ourselves some green flag racing here tonight. Again, stage lap completion, lap 35. They will have a caution for that. Top 12 paid in points for that series or for that set of circumstances. Weather right now, track temperature 108 degrees on the track temperature. The air temperature 79 degrees. A small little gusty wind, somewhere to the west southwest. It is. It's getting up there. It's getting down there. It's doing all the things that it does. Chop Racing, kicking butt, taking names, doing all that they've got going on. Indianapolis this week. We're going to move from Indianapolis over to Legacy Atlanta next week. That is a track I'm looking forward to. All the best parts of racing has a tendency to just kind of show up. And when it comes to Friday night series racing, it's a lot of fun. So hopefully you all enjoy it. Hopefully you all get to see it. I'm going to move some points around. These are the point standings currently as I do that. There we are to the top 20. Jason Day leads in the point standings. Tyler Dalton, Brandon Banks, Michael Strickland, Nathan Bigart. That'll be your top 5. 2 wins for Nate as he's got 2 stage wins. Looking for another one here. Brian Fine, Chris Justice, David Event, and then Eric Schaefer all the way around. I got your top 10 of the playoffs were to begin today. Chase would show Cam Dario and Tony Sanders out, but we still got a lot of racing left in this series to make those things happen and to do what we to do what we do. It is crazy, but nonetheless, it's still racing no matter how you look at it. So, all good things. I'm moving some stuff is what I'm doing. So I'm clickety clacking on the old keyboard here. We saw some good wins. How about Jason Day getting the win last week? I think it was Jason Day. Hold on, let me take a look. Jason Day got the win last week, and he boosted himself up into that number one spot when it comes to the point standings. So he's got a lot to hold on to for today's race. So this will be a great racetrack for him to try to figure that out. I know that and no drivers ever separated themselves just yet. So in the first 7 weeks of the racing, so we're seeing a lot happen. We're going to continue to see a lot happen. I want to thank all the driver camps tonight. Leadfoot Motorsports giving us the driver camps. Jason Day is your number one driver camp tonight. We appreciate him being out there, ready to rock and roll. A lot of drivers doing all that they can to make this one happen. There is Mr. Brian Fine. He's ready to rock and roll. Appreciate him and all he's got going on. All the legacy drivers doing the thing. There's Church ready to rock and roll as well. He is got all what he's got going on, kicking butt, taking names, doing what they do. There is Jeremy Bailey as well. Appreciate that man and what he's got going on. John, thank you, John. Appreciate you. There's Jeremy. He's ready to do the thing. And then last but not least, it's Chris Justice. A lot of the drivers out there putting in some hashtag time in and doing what we're doing. I appreciate that. Thank you, John. I appreciate that very much. John, I think John knows it's going to be a long race. And he has a feeling. That's a thank you. We love it. We appreciate him. I'm ready. Hopefully you're all ready. This could be good, man. I'm ready to go. I like Indy. Rayburn just destroyed his car. Kaylee, he's got some things. I do believe I believe John might be actually out there RCing tonight. He might be. All right, I need to make sure that I got something going on here. I wanted to make sure the track cams were set the way they were supposed to be. Oh, man. I'm ready. I like me some racing. I like all the racing we can do. Yeah. Got myself a little bit of coffee. Oh, that's a beautiful track. It's the Brickyard. We're all ready. I'm ready. Shake. Hey, Mr. Van Ness, thank you for the shake and bake. Appreciate you, sir. All right, starting grid here for tonight's race. It should show up like it's supposed to, if I'm not mistaken. There it is. Ty Dalton is going to be your Stay Tuned Sports Pulse hitter. Check out Stay Tuned Sports on youtube.com/Stay Tuned Sports. You can check them out on Spotify. You can check them out on Apple iTunes. You can find them everywhere. Stay Tuned Sports, giving it all the action. Hey, the Big Art running out there on Turtle Power is going to be your outside pole position. Steve Ritter, David Event's going to be out there in row number 2. Row 3 will be Brian Fine and Brandon Banks. Row 4, as we move down, the 38 of Chad Coleman and Michael Caffrey there. Perth, Australia native, ready to go. He's good at this racetrack. Hopefully we'll see him do some banger things. Chris Justice is going to start inside row number 5 with Eric Schaefer. Big Red out there Run with the PepsiCo number 4. We love seeing that out there. Tyler Lemon, Jason Day are going to make up row number 6. Row 7 are going to be Michael Strickland and Joshua Siegfried at the Aflac Racing Ford Mustang. Row 8 will be Logan Kogar and Rick Kennedy Jr. Row 9 will be Tony Sanders and the John of Hammonds. He is ready to go. We love seeing John get out there and race and do the thing. Pat Green, Brad Dove are going to make up row 10. Row 11 will be our good friends Clint Hackett and Cam Dario. Both drivers ready, locked in, doing what they do. Jeremy Bailey's going to be out there with David Steiner in row 12. Row 13 will be Jeff Laraway and Craig Parks. Row 14 is going to be Ron Hollyfield and Craig Bridge Jr. Row 15 will be Mr. Church, Mr. Brian Rayburn. And then row 16, Mark Retchen, the man, the myth, the legend. I love seeing him out there with Fred Chase at the tail of that one. Jerry Culver, Brock Duty will make up row 17. Row 18 will be Jonathan Parsons, final driver in tonight's starting grid as we look to move to the future of racing. Good to see you all. Let's go racing. What's up, Dove? How you doing, brother? Love to see it. Love to see you all out there. Keep kicking butt. Keep taking names. Keep doing what you do best. What was I looking at? I was looking at something. Oh yeah, I got to change the stage in that one too. Man, I tell you what, I'm just slacking today. It's first time. It's my first day, folks. We'll keep ourselves at bay. Yeah. I forgot to ask Dab, how much fuel are you getting? I forgot to ask. I have to ask now because I have my overlays give fuel mileage on my best guess, and I don't have the best guess. I'm having to ask so that way I can make sure that we can do it the right way. 35 laps. They do have a higher horsepower package in the race car, so we'll see. We'll see what we see. I think Brad's starting from pit road. I want to say that they're going to be able to go a fuel cycle. So I want to say it's going to be around 40. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Doesn't matter. Green pit stop would be good to go. Let's go. Tyler Dalton. Ready to lead them off. They're going. They're green. Full send. Lap 1 complete. We are under lap 2 on board Tyler Lemon here. Drivers have to work their corners, work their gears. We'll see who's going to be able to stretch this one out. Good day of racing. No matter how you look at it, folks, the day of racing beeth the day of racing. Yep. I want to move this one around. Let's do that. the battles beeth important to me. Back here, Brian Rayburn working hard for his ingenuity and what he's got going on. We'll re-download all the paints for trading paints, though everybody's got all the access to the paints here, because I'm seeing those being a little finicky right now. I want to make sure everybody's good to go. And of course, and always, thank you to all the drivers for taking good care of their liveries and all they've got going on. Tyler Dalton out front right now, separating themselves just a little bit here. Here at Indianapolis. Oh, you know what? We're going to have an extra eye in Indy. Yeah, why not? Why not have an extra eye? 4 of 120, 32 laps to go to the stage. We're all working. As Tyler Dalton goes to work, here's the access battles going on right now. Rayburn versus Laraway. That's one of the closest battles you're going to see. That's back here in the 25th spot as drivers get fanned out single file for the most part. Rayburn there on the inside. Chop Nation being represented by Mr. Robert Church behind. Laraway just behind Rayburn. Rayburn making that work. Michael Strickland, Jason Day having a little bit of a battle here. Down on the bottom side, looking to the inside, has a good run as they work. As Jason Day goes to work, we have a pretty substantial race slide being presented as Jason Day looks hard at the back bumper of that beautiful little. How about that 88? He's changed up paint schemes here lately. Got little Cabela's on board. Tires are going to be a big factor here. It's one of the things of Indianapolis. You don't think that you're going to utilize a lot of tire on this racetrack just because it's flat. But you do a lot of sliding out of the corner. And with this extra horsepower package that we've seen going from 600 horsepower to 650 to 750, that extra horsepower package makes driving off the right rear a little bit more plausible. And straightaway speeds get these drivers up into the temperatures as well. Last time you can see, and what's great about it now is that we can see lap times from the drivers, right? 53.010. It's one of the things I do like being about it as well. The average lap time for the drivers try to manage Stryker just right at 52.921. Oil pressure, the track temperature. We don't get to see all of the temperatures that you would normally see, but it is working it. Big Art, his last time by 52.776. He's under fire for Brian Fine, who's right behind him. Brian Fine on the next driver cam. Well, not all he's got. Right there to the back bumper. Good drive into the corner. Shifted. Fourth gear working down into the corner. David Mann Jr. right behind. It's a little tight off the corners. Going to wiggle here. Yep. Coleman's going to be working right to the back bumper as well. Backing up the corner. Checking on Mr. Church. Oh, Clint Hackett going around. Caution is going to be out. Church in that 25th spot is first caution of the race coming out here on the 7th lap. Let's go take a look and see what happened. Oh, just got and Mr. Bailey behind him. Just got harder to the brakes. Brakes got hot. Locked up on the front. Put it in the corner. 32 downshifted, 28 just got lit. Oh, he almost had it saved. Oh no, tires. Yeah, left front might be broken. See if he crab walks. It's a long way to get around this racetrack. Just got a little hot there. Dug into the corner. Back to it. Kennedy Jr., Clint Hackett coming to pit road. The heat doth be on. Rick Kennedy Jr. having the same thing happen there. Left front damage for Clint Hackett. Right front damage for Rick Kennedy Jr. This is a chance to get it fixed. But regardless of tires, being able to work on the car here is it's pretty massive. Take a look up here at what. Now, hold on. Rear chase. There we go. There's a look at. They're putting the invisible Bondo on. We're going to smooth out some creases. Even if he spends a lap on pit road to get it all fixed. I don't think his toe link is damaged. Does have some hard left front damage. He almost had it saved. But that grass didn't help him out any. So he'll be doing just fine. All right. Tyler Dalton, your race leader. There's a chance for a lucky dog for anybody coming around. You don't want to go multiple laps down, but a lap would be fine. Kennedy Jr. came off pit road. He got some of his right side damage fixed. Take a look at the rear chase view for him. Do they have a fast repair? They might have a fast repair. Not quite sure. Kennedy had 15 seconds of damage, so that was just a little bit of a scrape on the right side. I don't think they have a fast repair. I didn't see one in the session, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Glenn Hackett to pit road, getting fixed, getting the repairs taken care of. Be just fine. Under caution for the first time here, Chop Racing Series back for its seventh season, seventh inception of their Cup Series, and they've been kicking butt and taking names. Yeah, we think Adminboxx should be on board with them. They've been on board with them for pretty much the longevity of what we've seen. Pretty massive. If you're watching out there on YouTube, make sure you hit the 4K button. You can watch the stream in 4K. Adam, what's up, brother? I appreciate you. Thank you to Budgie for being out there. Thank you to everybody who showed up last night to run our pretty fantastic memorial race for my dad. I'm grateful to everybody for that, and we thank you all very much for stepping up and helping us out with that. Had a little bit of fun, get a little emotional, all the things that come with doing something like that, especially when it's personal. It was quite personal. Church's camera's doing something where it's orange. I don't know if it's me or it might be me. I don't know. Okay. All right. All right. The lights off on the pace car this time by. Pace car showing up and showing out, right? At least that's the way I think. Pace car's the real winner here. What is the other camera for him? There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. And that one. And that one. The terrible cockpit view. There it is. Rear chase. I'm gonna have to go through and fix the pace cars cameras. I don't like any one of them. All right. let us, as we go, we're going to have some fun. Pace car leads him around. We're going to bounce over Mr. Jeremy Bailey. He is in 17th, up 6 spots right now. We're going to see how this will fare out for him. First caution is complete. Pace car goes in. We'll go on board Jeremy Bailey on the restart here. Happy setup shop. Got the 21 ahead. Let's go. We're green. Whoa. Cam blinked out there for just a moment. Good to go, though. We're good to go. Let's go, boys and girls. 25 laps to go to the stage. Jeremy drops in. Pat Green on the move in the 90. He has had a heck of a season so far. 31 months. What's up, brother?
Let's go racing, boys!
Thank you for the 31 months. That is absolutely legendary. I appreciate that. It's Justice in 6th. Chad Coleman holding on. Excuse me, 0.2 of a second. The distance between Chad Coleman and Chris Justice right now. Drivers working on the downshift, working on the race line. Ooh, a little wall tap for the 01 up there. See what drivers can do on their corner exit. Not a bad day. Not a bad day of racing. Tyler Alton out front. Nathan Bigart 10.5 back. David Lee Jr. is getting around Brian Fine on the restart. Brian Fine holding on to his legacy style of racing. Thank you for the resub, the Pastor of Penguins. Dalton thrown into the corner. Nathan Bigart trying to disrupt the airflow here. Off corner exit. Bree, how you doing? Oh, no. Coleman around. Ooh, baby. Chad Coleman, second caution of the race. What happened there? Oh, man, I tell you what. He just hard on the brakes right there. It's like that right front brake or brake rotor doing its thing. Just throttled up, a little free, and then trying to hold on to it here. Oh, a little bit of nose damage. Looks good, though. Held the brakes, and kudos to the drivers. Craig Parks did have an issue here after the fact. Chad just got free. Seeing the smoke. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Tell you what, Craig did an all right job. I know that that car, 71 saved him. Jeff Laraway saved him there. So, yeah, kind of crazy. Drivers under caution. We're going to see what's going to happen here as we go to work. Tyler Dalton, your race leader. The restarts going the way of each and every one of these guys. Yeah, y'all are doing fantastic. Folks, if you haven't done so, reach up at that like button for me. It goes a long way to support what we do. And as always, we appreciate everybody being out there doing what you do best. Let's see. I think Clint Hackett is going to be your lucky dog. He was able to get the left front on that car as fixed as much as possible. He's a couple of laps down, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I'll be right back in just a moment. We'll see what is going to happen here when we come back to it. All right, we're all ready. Good to see you all out there. Much love to you. It's a beautiful Friday night. Our second caution is wrapped up. Do believe we've seen 2 laps down for Clint Hackett. He is out there rolling around, trying to get himself back up to speed and get back around as we go. 16 of 120. Now complete. 17 on the way back under green here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Kings of Chop. A 300-mile race to show up and show out. Outside, Brian Fine. Sitting in turn 2. This is where some of the best action happens on the restarts. Down the lane straight away they go. A little bit of draft for the 5-7's going to be able to clear. 7's going to fall in line. Michael Caffrey up 3. But Cam Dario, he's up 12 spots as it would be. Big Art trying to make the pass for the lead here as the 19 rolls back underneath. To find the race line again. Big Art. So to make sure that he gets his 3rd win of the season here. It'll be his 3rd stage win if he can do so. And right now, Big Art trying to wiggle a little bit there to break the draft. 0.2 of a second. The gap now. Brian Fine right behind Tyler Dalton. Drivers into the corner settling in. The factor of racing here comes down to the line that these drivers do have. Big Art trying to egg shape out of the corner. Tyler Dalton a little wiggle out of Tyler Dalton there. 0.4 of a second now to Nathan Big Art. Michael Strickland up 5. Joshua Siegfried up 5. 9 spots gained for Pat Green. Cam Dario up 11. Hilgar looking on the inside. Has Jason Day on the outside. This is where 18 laps is a pretty big margin. A substantial margin nonetheless. John Hammond back to 18th. That's where he started. Started from pit road, and he's up to his qualifying spot at least. He's able to work. Brad Dunn off 3 from the start of the race. Is David Steiner just ahead of him. Flat tracks work really well. Indianapolis, a good track for road racers out there. Greg Bridge Jr., Jonathan Parsons. How about Chad Coleman? He is having to work his way from the back to the front. Extra sets of tires on board. An extra set of tires still on board for a lot of folks. Mark Wretched rolling into the corner. Came in, got to his fastest lap of the race, just ran. Eric Schaefer came in, a minute and a half, almost 2 minutes of damage repaired for him. Jerry Culver came in, took a little extra fuel on lap 9. Lap 14 is when Craig Parks came in. Chad Coleman as well, trying to salvage what they have and try to make sure they've got some things rolling. Big Art out front, half second of the gap. As Brian Fine, Tyler Dalton try to work. Again, drivers trying to work on breaking the draft and trying to continue to roll that beautiful bean footage. Corner out for Nathan Big Art. He's trying to be up near that wall. Into the corner. Carrying a little bit more speed is Tyler Dalton. Corner exits where Nathan Big Art is over slowing the corner and able to turn underneath. And I think that's one of the factors of racing you see on this racetrack is being able to throw it into the corner, be able to get yourself into the race line, and being able to determine where your egg shape is going to be. Driving off the right rear on this racetrack is so much more comfortable than the right front. And if you can hook up on the bottom side of the race line, it's pretty massive. And right now, Big Art 52.98 his last time by. This time by is going to be a little bit faster than that, I think. 52.92, 52.99 for Tyler Dalton. Brian Fine, 53.01. Stryker just ran a 52.94. He's matching the race pace of the race leader right behind Brandon Banks. Banks ran a 53.04. But again, a half second trying to control the race line here. As everybody holds on, Big Art trying to utilize the clean air to get everything rolling. Everybody else backing up the corner right behind him. Driver off the side of the racetrack down there. Looked like that was a 94 Fred Chase. Brad Dove in a little 3 wide, splits the drivers. Gets around David Steiner down to the bottom. Hammond up another 3 spots, rolling into the corners. Got around Tyler Lemon, Cam Dario, Jason Day. Going back at it again. Jason Day trying to continue to make sure that he is maximizing his corner entry. Tyler Lemon will be there on the inside. 5-2 looking will be dropping into the corner. Cam back to 14th, up 8 still. 12 spots gained for Brian Rayburn. How about Brock Duty? The 9 up 15. He's had a good way about him so far. Started 34th today. Has found himself in that 19th spot. Big Art, excuse me, 3/4 of a second. Tyler Dalton, Brian Fine, David and Jr., Michael Caffrey down on the bottom side. Caffrey side by side with the 7. 77-7 side by side and getting into turn 4. Ooh, 7 clears his nose down. Got a good run there. But don't count out the 77 just yet. It's going to have a run on the straightaway here. Driver's fanning out. 77 right on the back bumper. Half a car length the distance here. Looking at turn 1, 77 rolls higher. Able to roll to the bottom side. Craig Parks coming to pit road. It's going to be, wow, I think he got free. I don't think he meant to come to pit road. He just got free. Had the 47 right on his back bumper. And it was Rick Kennedy Jr. So, yeah, Craig Parks will go back around. Be up to speed once again. 13 laps to go. Clint Hackett just behind Craig Parks. Will want to see the rest of his damage fixed, but also want to stay on the lead lap. Bigard coming around onto the front straightaway. Half second now. The gap is Tyler Dalton is close back into the distance here. Brian Fine, 12 laps to go. Black flag for Craig Parks. You see, he's got. I do believe that was for the pit road entry. He got kind of booted down there. Hopefully we can get that cleared for him. Nonetheless, still a lot of racing still happening. Half second of the gap for Bigard to Tyler Dalton, Brian Fine, David Ament Jr., Michael Caffrey, Chris Justice. All working. They're working, folks. They're working. Short shoots are good. You can stay in 4th gear for the most part. But you want to keep the draft. You want to keep what is going on with the car at bay. Right now, just trying to carry him the corner. Caffrey a little free, little right rear wall tap there. Again, backing up the corner. Caffrey with a run on the 7 here. Look down to the inside. Into the corner they go. 7. We'll see the 77 get tight. A little crossover maneuver here. Good run right here for Chris Justice. Closes in the gap on both of those drivers. Just ahead of them. Every position. Ooh, 7 on the back bumper of the 77. Big run here. A push for Chris Justice. We're right on board. Right into the corner. Breaks early. Oh, 7 going around on the bottom of the grass. What a wow. David Ament Jr. gets back up and running. Sometimes I just see it happening, folks. Sometimes I just see it happening. Thus be it the way that we do things. Craig Parks coming in to serve his black flag. He did get one. 0.8 of a second now for Big Art to Tyler Dalton. Brian Fine just behind. As everybody tries to circumvent the gap right now. Big enough away from Nathan Bigart that the entry to the corner is going to be all on the advantage of the 01. Caffrey to 4th. Trying to settle in. Brandon Banks all over the back bumper right now on that 14. So the drivers try to break the draft to get to make that race line just a little bit more wider. We're getting to the point now with 27 laps complete this time by that the drivers are going to really show out and do all they can. Try to make it the best way possible. Mark Rection in 30th, back here with Jerry Culver. Eric Schaefer trying to work his way into the mix. Jonathan Parsons just ahead, about 3 seconds the gap. Craig Parks coming off pit road. Again, some of the battles you're going to see are doing exactly what you see. John Hammond, Cam Dario, the battle for 13th on. John trying to close in on Tyler Lemon. John's son, his name is Tyler. Every once in a while, I can goof it up. So, but yeah, all the massive things that happen. 7 back over the inside of Kogar. Kogar up 5 inside the top 10. 7 gets tight there on the 81. 81 dropping to the corner. Stage points being paid. About Pat Green still up 9. Little wall presence there. Little presence of mind to make it work. '99 just ahead. It's Joshua Siegfried. Stryker up 6. Ryder Banks in 6th, right where he started. As it is NASCAR and iRacing. Brian Fine separated Caffrey by a second and a half. Chris Justice about half second back from there. 6/10 of a second as it would be. Tyler Dalton closing back in on Nathan Bigart. Up and out. Drivers trying to make it work. 6/10 of a second here. Dalton backing up the corner. Trying to make it work. 6/10 of a second. Trying to work into what is seemingly one of the hardest race lines you're going to get into. Becomes very tough to pass, very tough to catch at the end of a race. So right now, everybody doing all they can to make sure they have paid positions. 90 on the inside of the 99 is going to clear. They're into the short chute, back into turn 4. Onto the front straightaway. 90 has cleared, and there is a big run happening here. Good development. 31 to 120. 5 to go in the stage. Nathan Bigart out front. 7/10 of a second. Chris Justice dropping some spots here. Well, it looked like he was dropping some spots. I was wrong. Caffrey holding on. Chris Justice right there. Greg Bridge Jr. dropped a couple of spots. I was wrong about that one. I do apologize about that. Greg Bridge Jr. back to 32nd. 73. Rolling around to the corner. Little right front damage on the front of that car. 0.1 3/4 of a second to Tyler Dalton. Caffrey, fastest driver to the racetrack inside the top 5 right now, running 4th. This is a racetrack where he can get it done. 3 to go into the stage, or 4 to go into the stage. 32 of 120 being completed. Big wiggle out of the 01. Tyler still trying to work. The horsepower showing up for all of it. All they're doing is just making sure that each of those manufacturers go to work. Toyota leads Chevrolet, 3 Fords for your top 5. 3 Chevrolets, another Ford and a Chevrolet for the top 10. Kogar doing what he can. How about John Hammond, 1.3 back. He's got 3 laps to be able to try to make that work. There's a good look about him. John Hammond running a 53.48 last time by. David Ament Jr., 53.77. The drive Siegfried to the inside. Kogar try to break up that draft on the 81. But Kogar still sitting at 10th. He's found himself in a good spot. Little wiggle out of those drivers. Tyler Lemon right back on the back bumper. 7 try to close down Dirty air affecting the 29. You can see that right there. Hammond, 1.1 the gap between, or 1.2 the gap between he and a points paying position for the stage. Again, I think top 12 is going to be what's being paid for the stage as the gap is chewed away from some of the drivers. 3 to go to be 2 this time by Tyler Dalton trying to close down on Nathan Bigard. Tyler Dalton, your pole sitter. Ryan Fine, Michael Caffrey, Chris Justice, Ryder Banks still in tow, 3/10 of a second. Pat Green up 11 inside that top 10. No real takers on tires or anything like that. Chad Coleman right back on the back bumper of the 25. Breaks early into the corner. Brad Dove came in on an 8, took a little extra fuel. We'll see if that's going to pay any dividends here when it comes to the cycle. 34 of 120 being complete. We'll come around. We'll see a white flag for the stage. Tyler Dalton just keeping it close, keeping what he's got going on. Again, hard-fought racing is going to be massive. Getting it out of pit road here is going to be the big quintessential factor for all the drivers. Be 85 laps to go when the stage ends. And, well, you know, we're going to see how that'll work out for everybody. Nathan Bigart up and out. We have that white flag for the stage. Kogar trying to hold on right behind. Ooh, David Ament into the wall. John Hammond was able to close it at 1 1/4. Does have a good straightaway. Oh, 7 into the wall again. Tyler Lemon just ahead in 11th. Kogar inside the top 10, looking to the inside of the 99. Trying to peek the nose. But around 3 and 4 come the field. On the front straightaway, Nathan Bigart will be your stage winner. And he'll do so as he crosses the bricks here. Tyler Dalton, Brian Fine, Michael Caffrey, Chris Justice, Brandon Banks, Michael Strickland, Pat Green, Joshua Siegfried, Logan Kogar, Tyler Lemon, David Ament Jr. That'll be your field on how it works. Cautions Beth Dunneth on the stage goes to Nathan Bigart. 3rd on the season for him. Usually when he wins this stage, he usually wins the race. So we're going to see how that'll focus out and work on. As we all show a good little race line. They'll catch back up. We'll see where the drivers are when we come back. And after a short little hydrate break, make sure that you stick around. Got a lot of racing still left. You're live on Signature Esports, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Do your thing, folks. Be right back. All right, we've gone lights off on the pace car. We've got Brad Dove out front. It's going to take the outside lane on the restart here. Where is my thing? Thank you, Mr. Dudley. I appreciate you. Here is your top 10 on the restart here. Brad Dove, Nathan Bigart, Brian Fine, Tyler Dalton, Ryder Banks, Michael Caffrey, Chris Justice, Michael Strickland, Joshua Siegfried, David Ament Jr. All of these drivers doing what they do and how they do it and what they do when they do it. You know. Kind of crazy. You know. Well, I like seeing it. There's that restart on the starting grid again. It's kind of a reminder of where that rolled. What's up? What's up, Kaylee? Brian's been laid up. Oh, sorry, wrong person. Brian's been laid up with kidney stone, but wasn't going to miss this race. I love it. I love it. Hopefully hopefully he's feeling better. I'm glad to see Rayburn out there. That's for darn sure, Kaylee. Let's hope he gets that. I hate to say it, but passing kidney stone sucks. It really does. Well, I've been there. I really have. Brad Dove is going to be the guy to lead me to the green. He came out on lap 8. Will be on an off cycle from everybody else. He goes, he's green. Wiggle for Dalton. Caffrey on the inside, 3 wide, turn 1. Clears the 5. 5 backs up the corner. 7's going to roll tight. 88 on the outside. Tyler Dalton on the outside of Brad Dove. 25 is going to be tight there. Has to get out of the gas just a little bit to be able to not wash up. Brian Fine on the work. Tyler Dalton back out front. We'll see how it'll work out, how it'll fare out as drivers come around. Just the difference on tires will be good. Stage complete. We're rolling. Oh, yeah. Brian Fine backs up to the back bumper of Nathan Bigart. More cars that, I tell you what, Tyler Dalton did a great job keeping it within a second of Nathan Bigart here. Right, Bigart kind of managed, and we'll see if anybody's going to be trying to save a little, any kind of fuel here. I don't know if they need to save fuel, because I forgot to ask. I'm assuming it's 40 to 42. That would be about what I would expect on the car. They're running a higher horsepower package, so, I've been wrong about less. Dalton does not break the draft there. Brian Fine keeping it close, 0.3 of a second to Nathan Bigart. Bigart backing up to quarter second. Brad Dove, 53.28, just ran his fastest lap of the race, according to the relative. Oh, Caffrey into the wall. A hard right side hit there. Jeremy Bailey going backwards. Up into the wall there for Jeremy Bailey. Oh, man. It was almost a caution. Just got a little bit free into the corner. Oh, free off corner exit there in turn 1. And then the tires are just hot. Siegfried down to the bottom. Ouch. Clint Hackett still a lap down. We'll go back to live here. Bailey still trying to nurse that car around. 0.3 of a second. Stryker up to 4th. Brad Dove still holding on to 5th here. As a 5 on the inside. Oh, 5 gets around. He bump and runs to 25. And now it's on. 3 wide, 90 on the outside. Here comes Chris Justice. 25 of Brad Dove was in the way And Brandon Banks losing a ton of time. He and Caffrey have a lot of time to make up. 2 3/4 of a second. Brad Dove back to 10th. As the new tires trying to circumvent the inside lane. Trying to get around the 25. 5-2, opposite number to clear on the front straightaway. Drivers trying to find a way to get there. Side draft from the 5-2. 5-2 breaks early into the corner. 25 is going to run here. Tyler Lemon just behind Jason Day. They're on the inside lane. Jason Day is going to be clear. Chad Coleman trying to work. It's going to be there to push Tyler Lemon. Trying to get a lot of separation here to be able to set up, as everybody knows that Brad Dove's on older tires. They try to set up to the corner. Tyler Lemon's going to clear. There's the 90 on the outside. Got to find a lane on the inside. Dove dropping back to 13. Still up 7. Trying to hold on to what he's got. Fred Chase just behind, looking on the inside. Here comes Cam Dario. So Brandon Banks at a deficit right now to the top 4. As Tyler Dalton leads him around here still. 76 laps to go. Fred Chase on the inside of Brad Dove is going to be cleared. Corner exit. As it works. I tell you what, Brad Dove ran his fastest laps of the race. He's been in excruciating pain. Hopefully it's passed quick. I hope so. Oh, 25-3. Dario was right there on the back bumper. 74 Rayburn to the outside. There you go. There's Rayburn. I was waiting to get to him. I knew he was in the field. There you go. Just for the cause. See if we can get close enough. You know how much Rayburn loves you. Hold on, we can just go to chase view of Rayburn. It's just easier. There you go. David Steiner just behind Brad Dove. Brock Duty there as well. Duty up 13. And just under 3 seconds the gap between Brandon Banks. David Lynn Jr. trying to work his way back forward as well. Caffrey, Kogar, all trying to get there. Chris Justice in 9th. That's where he started. Jason Day's up 2. Tyler Lemon back at 11. Caution is out. And we're going to see that was Craig Bridge Jr. in 32nd here. Oh, man. I don't know how that happened. I think it just locked up on him. Let's take a look. Getting in at 3. Just throttled up, and that thing snapped on him. Right front damage. That'll be that time. Tyler Dalton. Hearing them all, trying to clutch it in. Save a little extra fuel coming around. Leave it a clip, Budgie. Thank you, everybody, for being out there. If you haven't done so, make sure that you go follow Budgie on twitch.tv/BudgieBird5. She's awesome. Woke up at 6 p.m. instead of 5 p.m. Had to rush to get dinner done. Hey, it's all good. It's all good. It's okay. Pace car coming off pit road. Tyler Dalton, a little bit of time ahead. Just waiting for him. Whoa, up here. Everybody running in a higher gear. I would be if I'm trying to make sure I'm saving fuel on the pace laps. I'd be running that thing in as high as gear as possible. Yeah, fourth gear. That's what I'd be doing. Yeah, saving. Tyler running on the flat. Big Art. Same thing. Track position's huge. But at the same time, making sure you have enough fuel. That's another part of it. We'll see who does what. Clint Hackett is going to get his lap back. Brian Fine's going to come to pit road. There's some drivers that are going to come to pit road here. And they're going to come to pit road because they want to be absolutely certain that they only need one more pit stop. This race in the early going had 2 cautions and then ran green for the stage. If they're close on fuel, right now this is a good opportunity to come in, top up on fuel, make sure you're good to go, put yourself in position to be able to do that, and keep the track as flat as possible. Keep as much fuel on the pickup, shorten up the racetrack as much as you can as well. Striker up 10. It's a good podium night for him if he can hold on to it. Everybody doing what they need to do to make sure they have enough at the end of this race. Let's see what the top 10 is going to look like on the restart here. Tyler Dalton, Nathan Bigart, Michael Strickland, David Emmett Jr., Michael Caffrey, Logan Kogar, Fred Chase, Pat Green, Tony Sanders, Brian Rayburn, all inside the top 10. And, yeah. How about Churchy? Churchy is inside as well. There's Brian Fine. He's going to be coming off pit road. Came in, cycled himself around. 48's good. Chad Coleman came out on 48 as well. Taking a little bit of fuel. Not a bad day. How about Jason? Speaking of bad days, Jason Day having a good day. But he did come to pit road as well. So a lot of drivers coming to pit road just to make sure that they have the cycle. Parsons came in as well at 47. I think he came in a little early. So we'll see how it is. Clint Hackett should be back on the lead lap. He is. So Hackett's going to be leaving pit road. Got the car all worked on. Speaking of Church, that's who I was trying to go to. Church has got a weird filter happening with his camera. There is Mr. Jeremy Bailey. Came in, got some damage worked on. Sitting 32nd. Schaefer's coming off pit road. He's been struggling with that. I would say struggle, but kind of a struggle. Here's Chris Justice. Justice is going to restart 18th. Around that 18th spot. All right. Tyler Dalton, Nathan Bigart. Now, you got to do the thing. That's what that bottom number's going to look at, the fuel tank. It's my guesstimate of 40 laps. You know, could be right, could be wrong. 40 laps would have put them short anyway. Even under caution right now. It's a good thing. A lot of good racing. I enjoy it. All right, let's do the thing, folks. We're going to go back and truly enjoy. All right, it's on Dalton. Into the restart zone. He goes. He's green. Oh, 7 across. That's a big pile up back here. Good. Boogly woogly. The lanes are... Oh, man. I started with a 7. David Ament Jr. on the restart. We'll just go to the green flag here. It just got free. And then Kogar, nowhere to go. Fred Chase right there. And they're all just breaking behind. Wow. Who was able to stop? There's Tyler. Schaefer is back here. Hold on. Schaefer saw the smoke and just pulled over. Clint Hackett got involved as well. Jeremy Bailey. There's a lot of cars involved in that. John Hammond involved. Oh, no. He woke up. He just stopped. Nice shot for John Hammond. Tyler Lemon, we're going to go to him on the caution. Just nowhere to go. Locking it up. Good Lord. Well, I think the front straightaway has been cleared out. We're going to meet up with a pace car here. A well-deserved budgie captor. Red Chase to pit road. We're going to see a lot of drivers coming in right now. Bollinger, think of it like. A lot of cars catching up here. Jeff Laraway staying out. Parsons was able to get through that cleanly, so he's going to move up the field a little bit. John Hammond was able to stop, so he's got a good thing happening here. Brandon Banks was able to escape cleanly. Greg Parks, if he wasn't involved, should be your lucky dog. Stay out of the bottom of the racetrack. Tyler Dalton, still your race leader. Good Lord, that was massive. Watch your view. All right, church. That's crazy, man. That was crazy. Were you 7th? Let's go gyro cam. Oh, dear Lord. It's so scary. Look at that. Boy. Bogart got a black flag there. Is he speeding? Hey. Man, oh man. All right. You know what we need to do? We need to edit the pace car. It's bugging me. I got to fix it. If I don't fix it, it's going to bug me before. Yeah, okay. All right. I'm going to show you real quick. Take off temporary edits. We're going to edit the camera. We're going to take this car. We're going to move it forward. This is the bumper cam for the... This is the right front cam for the pace car. That's the roll bar. That's the left front suspension cam. Let's go to the left rear suspension cam. Actually, we want to take this guy up. We want to go over here. We want to go over here. We're going to go here. Right there. And we want to go here. And we want to be here. Here. And we want to be here. And we want to be here. And then we want to be ahead of the cockpit view here. And then we're going to save the car. Pace car. Save. Overwrite. Boom. Boom. Go back to temporary edits so that way I don't have any issues. All right. On to Rayburn. Let's go. Tyler Dalton, Nathan Bigart, Michael Strickland. Up and out of the corner. 66 laps to go. And a thought of a green flag pit stop for the drivers is exactly what you want to see. Tyler Dalton got a little free right there. Begging to differ the, 81. Trying to clear that black flag. 88, Pat Green, Rayburn. Working. How about John Hammond? Well, he'll see Church on the outside. Whoa, Hammond was almost clear, Church. Church coming around. John Hammond came on 49. A little free right behind the 16. Fuel only on that stop. But John trying to work forward. Coleman on the move. Here on the inside, out with the Parsons. Brandon Banks came on 37. Kennedy Jr. came on 37. Church came on 37. John Hamilton on 49. 12-lap difference on fuel and the cycle. Rayburn in fifth. Up 25. Trying to make it work. Kogar's come off pit road. Dalton to Bigart. Dalton behind Kogar. Kogar stays high. Throttles out. Rolls out. Will be fine. 0.3 of a second. Looked like Tony Sanders coming to pit road. Hate that for Tony. Such a good dude. 64 laps to go. Striker right on the back bumper of that 01. 01 slight little roll scope there. No big deal. No harm, no foul. Striker working. Trying to close into the distance, quarter second out of the gap. Again, when it comes to try to push hard here, you want to get yourself into that pit strategy, that pit cycle. John Hammond up and out of the corner. Good move, good philosophy. Church came out on 37 himself. 52 for Chad Coleman. He's got around. He is up to speed right now. Rick Kennedy Jr. just ahead. John has gotten around Rayburn. And try to work the corner. Big R, 10.5 the gap to Tyler Dalton. Tyler Dalton up and out. Rolling bottom side. Big Art up and out of the corner. Try to push tight. 0.3 of a second. Again, the roll off. Try to maximize what drivers have going on. Back here, Jason Day. Kogard going to the bottom saying, hey, I got damage. Just Justice there to the inside. See the 7 on the outside. Or 71 on the outside. It's Jeff Laraway. Jeff Laraway doing a lot when it comes to painting as of late. Love seeing what he's been able to do. Laraway paints on board. Be door-to-door on the 29. Mark Retchen back into the mix. Just ahead, you're going to see, I think that's the 48 of Ron Hollyfield. Not a bad day. Tyler Lawton, 4/10 of a second now. As everybody gets up and out of the race line, try to make sure that they're good to go. 63, little wall tap there. It's going to slow you up. Ron right on the back bumper of the Nominate teammate. Makes that pass there on the outside. 63 will fly back. Stryker trying to work back forward. John Hammond, a 4th. Seeing the pace pick up here for him. Churchy holding on with Brandon Banks right behind him. How about Chad Coleman? He's already worked himself up to 9th. Got the newest cycle in the field right now. A little bit of fuel, a little bit of how you doing. 16 on the bottom side. Let the 5 go around on the outside. 38 of Chad Coleman. We'll see. Oh, caution. So Ron Hollyfield having an issue. 48 sideways there and looked like turn 2. Might have just gotten free. Let's take a look. He did. And out. All right. That beeth the marker. 6th caution of the race. 60 laps to go. If you are the race leader, do you stay out just a little bit longer? Still got 1 pit stop into the books for these drivers. And who's going to be on the right strategy? That's going to be the answer we all look for. You split this thing and a couple of pit stops, that's for darn sure. But, you know, it's a chance for any one of the drivers to be able to make it. All right, 6th caution of the race. We're going to do that. Take your hydrates, folks. Grab your popcorn. We are just halfway through this one. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, thank you for the hydrate and stretch. I appreciate that. Needed to. Halfway point is done and concluded. We'll see who's got what right here. Tyler Dalton, Michael Strickland on the inside, Bigard on the outside. Dalton up to sweep it into the corner. John Hammond on the outside of Michael Strickland. Both drivers tight on each other. Hammond trying to march forward. Brian Rayburn keeping on 61, topped up on fuel. Drivers try to make sure they're shortening up their pit stops as much as possible. Tyler Dalton, Nathan Bigart doing exactly what they need to do. 57 laps to go to the race. And the fuel showing out for these drivers. Trying to make it to the point of a green flag pit stop. Or at least to the marker that you need to be able to do just that. John Hammond. Good for a while. Chad Coleman. Old end line, then back out of line. The 90 of Pat Green on the inside. Coleman to the inside of Michael Strickland. Stryker dropping back to 7th. Some of the newer tires coming up into the play. Into the field, Jason Day up 3. Fred Chase up 21. Try not to over-rev. Tyler Lemon keeping on 52 as well. Jeff Laraway in on 48. Try not to lose too much time here. Brad Dubb back into the mix. Jeff Laraway back there. Try to hold on. 16 of Church into the wall. Able to hold on. A little right side damage for the man himself. A tenth and a half. As these two push the corner and push the entry. John Hammond on one of the better strategies right now. Trying to get himself to a green flag pit stop. Kevin on 49. Will be able to go to 89. And that'll put him on a 31-lap pit cycle if he comes all the way in. Brandon Banks, and he just ran their fastest laps of the race. Tyler Dalton, Nathan Bigart, 10th and a half, still working. And the gap, doing all that they can right now. Everybody holding on. 3/4 of a second to John Hammond. Brandon Banks closing in about a 4/10 of a second. Nate, little sway out of the car on corner exit, try to carry a lot of speed. 52.68 for Tyler Dalton. Last time by, this time by. Brandon Banks, fastest lap of the race, 52.40. That is about 2/10 of a second faster than the top three. Almost 3/10 of a second faster than John Hammond. Able to carry a lot of speed out of the corner. So Brandon Banks showing out, doing all that he needs to do. 2/10 of a second from Tyler Dalton and Nathan Bigart. Checking on laps led for drivers. Tyler Dalton started on poles, led 44 of the 67 laps so far. Nathan Bigart has led 20 of those laps. No doubt hugging the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to make sure that they're managing and carrying speed in every sense of the word. Mark Rection having an off track. Check on Mark and where he is at on the bottom side. He went for a ride there for a split second. Tony Sanders with the meatball flag. Oh, Church came down to get into the corner. Mark was just carrying a bunch of speed. He saved the car. Whoa. Tony Sanders right there in the 21. Took some nose damage there. Now has a meatball flag. We'll have to come in to get that left front looked at. Tyler Dalton holding on. Parsons goes. Jonathan Parsons goes another lap down. Will be 2 laps down, I do believe. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm counting correctly here. Brandon Banks has gotten around John Hammond. Chad Coleman has closed in his gap. 52.60. Just ran his fastest lap of the race. 52 laps to go. Massive enjoyment, massive change. Oh, Parsons to the inside. Parsons all the way down to the bottom. Drivers trying to shake some of the draft and try to follow that draft. Rayburn carrying the corner. He's in 13th, up 17 spots. Fred Chase up 20. A tie for the hard charger position between Fred Chase and Brock Duty. Both drivers up 20 themselves. Cam Dario looking on the outside, trying to make sure he's managing what he's got. Tony Sanders coming to pit road. Get his car worked on. Tyler Dalton, Nathan Big Art. Turn one. Again, drivers trying to back up the corner. Big Art, little wall tap there. Not a bad day. Chad Coleman, 51 laps to go. Right behind John Hammond. Adminboxx closing into the corner. Came in on 37. He is on the same cycle as Tyler Dalton, Nathan Big Art. Right now, 3/4 of a second. The gap for the 5. As he has shortened up the race line and has the throw for one green flag pit stop. Banks out of the corners, caught the draft, stiffened a little bit of air. '77, kind of the magic number for a lot of drivers when it comes to a 40-lap cycle. But if they could run a couple of laps longer than that, that's exactly what we'll keep our eye on. Chad Coleman has gotten around John Hammond. John Hammond inside the top 5. Pat Green up 13. Caution is out. Ron Hollingfield. He is destroyed on the bottom of the racetrack there. Oh, man, up and over Jerry Culver. Man. Ron was there on the outside. Jerry had the inside. Ron had a big run on the 16. 16 was on the inside. Ron dropped into the corner. 16 slides up a little bit. Ron got a little free, and the 24 is there. And then 48 up and over Jerry Culver's nose. I tell you what, that is a weird way to say hello. Right here. Watch this. Let me go back. Tap it on the short chute. And then, oh, man, up and over the nose. Man, Ron out of the race. Hate that for him. Tyler Dalton, your race leader. It's still too early to come to pit road. 49 laps the cycle that they'd have to run right now. Almost wanting another caution for, I think they are wanting another caution. Or, just try to put on a level playing field. And I think the way the cycle's worked out, we'll see what the drivers are going to do. We see a lot of the field come to pit road. Nate's going to stay out. Tyler Dalton's going to come to pit road. Again, when I talk about what it's like, thank you for the budgie copter, Budgie. When I talk about the cycle here, be a lot of the field coming in to be able to make sure that they're good. If there's another caution, that's going to cycle the field. And where do you put yourself? Adminboxx, Nathan Big Art, Chad Coleman. A lot of unknowns. This will be your top 10 on the restart as drivers coming around. I tell you what, Lucky Dog's going to be coming around. It'll be Joshua here. That'll put him back on the lead lap, so he'll be able to battle for position. Nathan Big Art, Adminboxx will be the restart here. Chad Coleman, Chris Justice, Tyler Lemon, Brian Rayburn, then Cam Dario, Rick Kennedy Jr., Brian Fine. Tyler Dalton will come out 10th. So there's a lot of the field ready to go. Can you save enough fuel to make it work? One of the things I need to do, folks, is I need to change the theme of the colors. I got to do that. I need to remind myself to do that before every race because I want to make sure that it's nice. Yep. And you know why? Because it's my way of doing things. I belong to somebody. Yep. Yep. Stand alone. Better that. Yep. Yep. Yay. Oh, sorry about the thing messing up there. I hit apply and I changed some settings. All the cautions have disappeared from the. Aw. Stop messing with stuff, Jason. You're gonna screw other things up. That's what it is. Okay, well, we'll get rid of that. Seventh caution of the race, Big Art Banks, Justice Coleman. I at least have it fixed now, so hold on, let me save this project. Let me save the Chop Chop Cup Series project here because I love it. We'll do a better job next time. Oh, yeah. Okay. Go to the weather here. Still doing it. And welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, my name is Jason. Signature eSports is your platform. That's what we've been doing. Here's where your championship 5, or your top 5 of the points are right now. Hey! Gifted sub to Dove. Thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for the boogity. Big Arch 5th in the point standings. Banks 3rd in the point standings, sitting on the front row. Day in 11th. Dalton in 10th. Stryker 27th back there. They're all working in the top 5 of the championship standings. For the regular season, we're green. Chad Coleman, little dicey there. On the restart. Stays low, though. Banks closing in on Nathan Bigart. Coleman on the inside, Justice on the outside. Drivers mashing the gas, trying to work it forward. Here we go. 46 laps to go. The caution's helping out here. 0.3 of a second. Banks able to keep it close. Drivers trying to fan out here just a little bit. Bigart breaking up just a little bit. Oh, yeah, Budgie has donated a lot of subs. A lot of subs. 0.4 of a second for Banks. Chad Coleman trying to close in. Driver's going to get up to speed here. Oh, no. Yeah. No. That would be. Oh, no. That's not all at once. The most I've ever been gifted was. I had a 50 bomb not too long ago. How am I so calm? Because the most I think the most I've ever been gifted was 100. Brock and Clint, and well, Brock's in 17, brother. He's up 17. Clint is right behind him. They're doing all right. They're doing all right. Doing all right. Nate out front, 3/4 of a second. Adminboxx. Chad Coleman. That'll be the magic number there. 3/4 of a second for Nathan Bigart. Chad Coleman right behind the 5. Cycle is going to be huge. Brian Rayburn to the inside of Tyler Lemon. Tyler Dalton trying to work his way back forward as well. Again, a chance to save a little bit here. I think that's one of the factors that we're going to see. Every one of these cars, 44 laps to go, is what do you do to save enough to be there at the end? You shorten up the pit stop. You come in when everybody else comes in. Whoa, a little free back here, Pat Green. A lot of drivers came in on 72. iRacing. I'm telling you, when I saw the damage that you took, I was like, how in the world did you get a meatball flag? Because the radiator's not even in that spot. You know what I mean? Nate out front, 77. Going around Jonathan Parsons to pit road. I think he got put to pit road there. There's a look. And he got into the wall. Oh, and that sent him down to pit road. Yep. That'll be excessive speeding on pit road. Tony, what was your fuel mileage? If you don't, I don't know if you remember or if you know. Because my model, the model number that I have is not right. Greg Park's off track. Jeremy Bailey. Let's get that thing turned back around. Ooh. Jeremy Bailey had an issue there. Let's take a look. Jeremy Bailey, right here on corner exit. Just got a little bit free. Oh, Kogart just barely missed that. That car's sliding around on him. 9 minutes of damage on that restart pileup, and others got minimal. That's crazy. 42 laps to go. That restart pileup was massive. I haven't seen anything like that in a hot minute. Adminboxx, Chad Coleman. Jeremy Bailey coming to pit road. 38-39. I thought so. 40 was the marker that I said. I thought that was the case. I thought this was going to be a fuel strategy race. And right now, Bigart and Banks are supposed to run on fumes. So if I give them a couple of laps, it still puts them there. So we're going to be having a look here. There you go. Little inkling. Chad Coleman. David's still out there. David's actually doing all right. Schaefer down over the bottom of the racetrack. Yeah, he's fine. He's able to get things worked on. He's good. Banks and Bigart. 37. They're getting close. They're getting close to having to come to pit road. 40 was the marker for me. And for what I saw. So we'll see how this will fare out if they run green. It'll be about, who's got what for how long? 48 laps is a lot of laps to try to make it around this racetrack when it comes to green flag pit cycle. But if we get one, it can be massive. Coleman, even on 52. Brian Fine, Chris Justice, Tyler Dalton in tow. Tyler can be just saving here. And I think that's one of the things that I would notice first, right? They've been on this run for 72. So Just under about 7 laps, 6, 7 laps. So they'll be coming in soon. 37-37 for the top two. Nate's just going to run it because he wants to get to the point of knowing that he's going to be able to come to pit road and be just fine. They can run 38 to 39 laps. Anytime over the next lap or two will put them on the cycle. Chad Coleman will stand a little bit later, and I tell you what, if you look at drivers like Tyler Dalton, he's going to run 48 laps on the cycle, not including the 3 laps that they just ran. So we'll see. We'll see what drivers going to do. The pace is backed off. They're not running. And Tyler Dalton running 53.40s. The leaders running 53.24, 53.13 for Brandon Banks. Kogar with a knee ball flag. Coming to pit road. I think he hit the wall hard. Oh yeah, they're getting close. Right now they could come in and make it to the end. But I like fuel strategy races. The telemetry would be showing that they're done. But we all know that it gets it wrong every once in a while. If I put 48 with the caution laps, that'd be exactly what you see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm curious on the drivers who keep it on 72. Church coming to pit road. He got some right side damage on his car. Nate, 3/4 of a second. Chad Coleman, half second back from there. Ryan Fine keep it on 61. But again, it is about shortening up your pit stop. You know what I mean? When Nate and Brandon come to pit road, they're going to take tires and fuel, so they're going to get out there and try to make sure that they're doing all they can. Tyler Dalton, his last lap, 53.30. Chris Justice at 54 flat. And Nate and Brandon Banks coming to pit road. Oh, yeah. You got to watch getting into pit road. Chad Coleman coming around. He's going to take over as the leader. Brian Fine's going to be in second. Tyler Dalton trying to close down on the distance here. Chris Justice not too far off. Jason Day on the move. Tyler Lemon right behind him. Pat Green. So we'll see about 6 drivers on pit road. Church is one of those drivers. Jeremy Bailey, of course, getting fixed. Nathan Bigart hitting his pit box. Going to take tires and fuel, I would assume. Brandon Banks getting to his pit box a little earlier. He's going to get up and out and try to get out as fast as he can. As he rolls out, we'll be right there with the 01. So a chance to get back up to speed. They'll be just fine. Chris Justice coming to pit road. The drivers I'd only be worried about are the drivers running 1 and 2. Tyler Dalton, actually anybody that's not those two. Kennedy Jr. coming to pit road. We'll see. 35 laps to go. Chad Coleman, Brian Fine, Tyler Dalton, Jason Day. If there are no cautions that come out as Eric Schaefer comes off pit road, he's going to be a lap down. Brandon Banks, Nathan Bigart will have to try to mash the gas and do what they can here. Rick Kennedy Jr. taking a cycle. Chris Justice taking his cycle is just ahead of Nathan Bigart and Brandon Banks. They're going to be up to speed here. Can Chris Justice leave pit road and get back up to speed and stay behind Nathan Bigart and Brandon Banks and try to work together? Justice up to speed, getting around turn 1. Rick Kennedy Jr. Same concept. Schaefer there to the inside of the 7. Dropping it into the corner. Coleman. Brian Fine, Tyler Dalton. It's exactly where you want to be if you're any one of these drivers, and there's a whole straightaway away. And if you're Tyler Dalton, you try to go for you try to go for broke. $34 laps to go. Fourth gear onto the straightaway. He's using the gas. That's what he's got to do. Tyler Lemon coming to pit road. Again, it's not really much about, I mean, you get down to pit road, you could be up to speed. And so what do you do after the fact? You know what I mean? That's what I would say. Coleman to Fine to Tyler Dalton. On board Brian Fine here. You just save. There's Churchy. He's getting fixed. Let's go, Churchy. Let's go. Oh, he's coming back out. That was great timing. You know what? Sometimes I have great timing. Let's go, Mr. Churchy, sir. That was Mr. Bailey. There's Chris Justice. He's in 22nd. He's out there doing what he can. A 6-second gap between he and the rest of the field. To the top two that would keep it on their pit stop. Here's Jason Day. He is running fourth. He has Eric Schaefer just behind him. Hammond keep it on 72 as well. Cam Dario on 61. For Jason Day is Pat Green not too far off of him. Little wall tap for 5-2. Everybody holding on. That's what they're doing. They're kicking butt, taking names. And show where the battles are right now. Coleman, Brian Fine, Rayburn, Hammond, Duty, and Steiner. What I need to do. Brian Fine to the inside. Coleman backing up the corner. And here comes Tyler Dalton. I need to do the battles. Styling. They need to go up. Brian Fine, bottom side of the racetrack. And take that up a little bit. There we go. That way you can see all of it. I should have done 3. I wonder if I can make it 4 or 5. There's the battles. All right, we're going to throw this bad boy excited for a moment. And I'm going to go use the little soldier's room. And I'll be right back in just a moment, folks. Be right back. All right, we had a caution there. And again, apologies, folks. I really had to use the restroom. Tyler Lemon had an issue. Got a little bit free, and it snapped on him. And then right here, he just jumps to pit road. Caution comes out. It's the Bigart Brandon Banks. Now it is nothing but fuel. Brian Fine, Tyler Dalton. Brian Fine is won the race off pit road. We'll see what 10-lap pressure tires can do. Got a good chunk of the field here. Trying to get back a lap here. Rick Kennedy Jr., Joshua Siegfried Schaefer back on pit road. He's going to come in, take care of some things. Jeff Laraway getting some things worked on as well. Will be still in the lead lap. Bigart, your race leader. 33 laps led so far. 8th caution of the race. Brandon Banks still looking to lead his first laps. Tyler Dalton led 49 laps thus far. Chad Coleman led some laps as well. Led 6 of those laps. Brian Fine sits in 3rd. He led 5 laps. And everybody doing all that they can. It is magic time. Yes, sir. Yes, sirree, Bob. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Weather's still holding strong right now. Again, thank you for the race recap. Again, 4 green flag lead changes, but we've had more leaders than that. 8 cautions over 25 laps. Nathan Bigart, your race leader currently. 97 to 120 being completed. 23 lap sprint to the end. They say a sprint, it would not be a sprint. And I tell you what, I was worried for the Cardinals there for a little bit, but we get to the bottom of the 6th, and we're about 10-3 over Cincinnati. You know, it's overcast, trying to rain, and it's still working on alerts. Man, you know, today I did a few things. I muted the race when I left. Oh, okay. All right, well, cool. I need to switch those buttons around. Ay. Let's take a look. I need to go back to that. Yeah, we need to move that around. That there, put that there, put that there. Now we should be good to go. Thank you, Budgie. I didn't know I muted the race. I thought I muted everything. Or I muted just me. So apologies about that. Yeah, no. On my stream deck, whenever I switch to the driver cams, I have volume buttons down there as well. You know, so that way I could do things. All right, yeah. Get back to it. Yeah, we've got garages changing. You have to check on your vehicles, Bree, whenever you get into the server. We got a lot of things. I had to change out garages, change out the mechanic strip. All right, we're going to green. Brian Fine. So they have that restart into the corner. Brandon Banks up high. Whoa. Brian Fine back in the middle of the corner. We'll see the outside lane. Brandon Banks was almost clear of the 5-7. It's going to be clear now. 19 up on the outside lane. Bigart trying to run away from the field right now. Tyler Dalton lets 5-7 screwed up. 5-7. We'll see the 19 back on the inside. Chance to make it happen. Bigart trying to escape the field right now. With 11 lap pressure tires, other than the caution laps, they had to run hard for 8 laps there. The tire fall off on this racetrack has not been as existent as you would think. Brandon Banks trying to close down the distance. Brian Fine in tow. Tyler Dalton there as well. Jason Day up 7. Fuel not a concern anymore for any one of the drivers out there, so keep an eye on the prize for the field. The question is, do they take enough? There we go. Back to Jason Day. Let's go on board. Boom, baby. He's 6th right now. Brandon Banks, 6/10 of a second. Brian Fine in tow. Brandon Banks. They got to try to want to work to get to Nathan Bigart's back bumper here. 52.27 for Nathan Bigart. That's the fastest lap of the race. Best the 52.40 that Brandon Banks ran earlier. So now a chance to run away with a little bit of clean air. Brian Fine on the inside up there. Try to make that inside lane work. Right now, a second the gap. Downshifts into the corner. It's going to have a drive off here onto the 5. Breaks early to try to turn into the corner. They're far enough back now. The draft is not a factor for Brandon Banks. 53 flat. Tyler Dalton closed down the gap a little bit here. 52.71 for Nathan Bigart. As they roll into the corner. Tyler trying to work on getting himself back up there when it comes to the distance of cautions. It's pretty massive. John Hammond up 9. Got a good thing happening there on the inside of the 7. There'll be 3 wide, though. Pat Green. See the 5 clear. Pat Green. The 7 of David Ament. Pat Green trying to hold on to the top 10. Cam Dario to the inside of the 90. 1/8 of a second. Now the gap from Brian Fine to Brandon Banks. Trying to manage where they're at right now. Tyler Dalton, 52.80 on his last lap. 52.84 for Chad Coleman. Bigart, 52.73. Brian Fine. Oh, man. Brian Fine clear. Pat Green, middle of the corner. A couple of drivers trying to work. Fred Chase trying to mash the gas and move forward. How about Michael Strickland back up a spot? Mark Ratchet right behind him, up 18. Brian Fine, Brandon Banks still working side by side. 1.1 the gap. 57 clears the 5. Here comes the 19. The dirty air on the nose of the 5 as Brian tries to edge his way out and put himself in a better situation. All the way to the bottom of the racetrack. 1.3, too far away to feel the draft. Trying to shake and bake into the corner. 1.3 the gap. Nate, 52.90, 53.25 as they fought side by side. Tyler Dalton back on the inside of Brandon Banks. Tyler gets a little tight there on corner exit. We'll see Chad. 5 on the wall. Chad Coleman on the outside. Everybody trying to do all they can. Coleman on the outside. They'll back up the corner. Coleman taking a run, develop that to Brandon Banks. And a good look on board as they all try to separate here. Brian Fine has stepped away by 9/10 of a second. 1.3 the gap between he and Nathan Bigart. Chad Coleman has worked back into the field. There's John Hammond on the outside of David Ament Jr. Hammond throttles back up. Both drivers on the wall there. John throwing it into the corner. Pat Green in tow on the very bottom side through the grass. Gets a little free. Stays all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. We'll see Fred Chase go to the outside. 23 spots gained. Caution is out. Red Dove. Looks like he had an issue. Well, he jumped back to pit road. He left pits. Craig Ridge Jr., here's what happened. Craig got sideways. Oh! Uh-oh. Is Ray Burns' car okay? Everybody look, because I think I saw a thing or two coming out of the corner. You tell me. Ooh. Craig just got a little extra sideways there. Coming off pit lane. Big Art, Brian Fine, Brandon Banks will be your lead right now. And courtesy of Will Saul. I do believe that's what I saw.
In the world of sim racing, accidents happen. Bro, that was netcode. But was it? Hi, I'm Saul Goodlap, attorney at law and part-time racing expert. And I specialize in defending drivers who absolutely caused that wreck. Your Honor, my client simply experienced netcode. What appears to be contact is merely a difference of opinion between two computers. In fact, my client's screen shows a perfectly clean racing line. A beautiful line. An innocent line. If my client didn't feel it, then legally, it didn't happen. We've successfully defended cases involving turn one dive bombs, lake blocks, and that one guy who said clear when you absolutely were not clear. And remember, if there's no contact on your screen, there's no contact at all. Call now, because it's never your fault. Saul Goodlap, attorney at law. We turn incidents into racing deals. Attorney not valid in official races. Side effects include denial, replay blindness, and excessive use of the phrase netcode. Results may vary if you're obviously guilty, which you're not.
So good lap. 15 laps to go here in this one. Indianapolis showed up tonight as the king of the chop shop. Try to do it. Netcode is on point. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. No matter what it is, it's still, it's still two things happen. If you want to get out there, you can buy a Saul Goodlap shirt on our merch link. Take you right to our direct site. Our direct business link for our photography and printing business over here at the Lake of the Ozarks. And then, of course, and always, you can check out the... gonna sneeze. Not gonna sneeze. You can also check out all the other things that we have going on. That was epic. It's Saul Goodlap. He's a part of our community now. If you don't know who Saul Goodlap is, then well, he's been around since the beginning of April. It was my April Fool's joke, but it turned into a thing. And well, now Saul Goodlap is our quote unquote pit road attorney. Check out a merch link. You buy yourself a Signature eSports t-shirt. You could buy a Chop Shop Racing t-shirt. Every t-shirt purchased it comes directly from me. But on top of that, goes directly to help support my business and, of course, everything we've got going on. You can order in bulk with me if you want as well. Whatever you choose to do, you get you a good deal. Or we try to get you a good deal. But nonetheless, it does be what it is. So yeah, check out the merch link. Do your thing. Yeah, have some fun. We're going to throw out new merch for the summer, for the cycle, as we always do. I have a few things that we have a tendency to try to work over. So yeah, keep doing your thing, folks. Oh, man. All right, driver's ready to go. We're going to green. On point, right of Banks. Just behind Nathan Bigart. Right of Banks in tow, Nathan Bigart. Tyler Dalton trying to fight on the inside. Chad Coleman there. Everybody trying to work as hard as they can. Nate out front, clean air, 4/10 of a second, a great restart. Oh, 4 of Eric Schaefer. Went for a ride on the inside, going to pit road. He got sent there. Here's how he got sent to pit road. 14 Austin got a little free. Sent Schaefer down to the inside wall. Oh, man. Schaefer fought back to get where he was at. 6/10 of a second, 12 laps to go. Brandon Banks, Brian Fine, Tyler Dalton. Chad Coleman inside the top 5. Jason Day, John Hammond. Hammond up 11, trying to mash the gas and move it forward. Right there on the back bumper of the 5-2. David Emmett Jr. right behind him. Cam Dario inside the top 10. Pat Green. Another successful trip here is Chris Justice back at 11. Mark Retchett up 19. He would be your hard charger right now. Trying to manage where he is at. 7/10 of a second for Nate. Just ran a 52.24 again. Brandon Banks. 52.41. The tires have cooled off enough to be able to run some fast laps around this racetrack. And Brian Fine, right on the back bumper of the 5. No, he knows he's losing some time here. With 11 laps to go, Brandon Banks, 52.41. A second now, the gap. And some hard charging drivers right behind him. Fine on the bottom side. Tyler Dalton was your pole sitter here. Still working into the corner. Up and out, 1.1 the gap. And the Banks trying to hold on to what he's got. A lot of little bitty wall taps there. That's Brian trying to shove, HR shoving stuff. Not able to get close enough here to be able to do that. 52.54 for Big Art. Fastest drivers on the racetrack running to the back of the field. How about Rick Kennedy Jr. just running his fastest lap of the race, 52.62. But Hackett back inside the top 16. 94 Fred Chase, just a little bit free there. Big run for the 28. It's going to be right there on the back bumper. 94 is going to go down. Tried to break the draft there, but the 28 staying high. Stryker right behind him as well. 52.77 for Strickland. 1.1 the gap. Banks trying to roll out. 10 laps to go to be 9 this time by. Nate able to hold on. Oh. I think it was Fred Chase. Yeah, it was off corner exit. Rayburn up 12 and 18. Gets tight there. Has to get in and get out of the throttle. Pat Green, Cam Dario still duking it out for the top 10. Pat Green had a run on Cam there. 9 laps to go to be 8 this time by. 1.1 the gap. Brandon Banks. Ryan Fine, Tyler Dalton. Oh, they're duking it out back there. Pat Green. Got a 3-wide situation happening here. Stryker having to back out of that one as well. David Steiner through the outside. Mark Retchen there as well. Steiner side by side. Cam Dario trying to get clear of Joshua Siegfried here. Oh, Joshua and the 11. They touch doors there. 7 laps to go. It would have been Junior. Sees John Hammond just ahead. Hammond keeping it 11. Little 5 for Steiner. He's got a little bit. Oh, the 24 up into the door of the 63. All right, now they're trying to fight back. Stryker clear of the 63. Both drivers on the wall a little bit there. Rayburn is close back in. We're looking to the inside of Fred Chase. Clint Hackett just trying to salvage the car, make sure it's good to go. Pat Green tied on the wall. Clint still there. Middle of turn 2, 6 laps to go. A lot of action still left on the racetrack here. Nate has a 1.3 second gap. Brian Fine still trying to close in here. Look back to what's happening here. Mark has the draft of the drivers ahead. Stryker trying to drive underneath. Oh, Mark into the wall just a touch there. Stryker driving through. Mark Retchen. 18 as it be. Nate 1.3 the gap. Ryan Fine. 5 laps to go. Trying to utilize the race line here and try to close it down. No more attempts at a restart here if it comes down to it. We're running green. Green and clean. Avalon, welcome in. Nathan having a good stream, having a good race. Brian Fine is closed back down. It'll be 4 laps to go. Brian now is definitely on the back bumper. Trying to search for a little bit of race line here. Trying to find a little bit of clean air, backing up the corner, getting himself rolling forward. Brian trying to find a way to take over P2. As Brandon Banks gets a little free right there. Brandon Banks able to close in. That's a good turn 1 and 2. Tyler Dalton just behind Brian Fine. Chad Coleman there as well. Coleman's going to run tight. Runs the outside lane. Full second of the gap for Nate. They come around, 3 laps to go. Into the front straightaway, they're rolling. Nate, 9/10 of a second here. A little free out of the corner. Brandon Banks trying to close in. Brian Fine now a half second back as well. Tyler Dalton half second from there. And they all look a lot closer than what it seems like, but out of the corner, that's what you've seen. 3 laps to go. Nate around the corner. Trying to run 5th gear here. Good corner. Everybody give themselves a little look here. Look-see lose, so to speak. Pull up the right front, man. All righty, let's get down to it. We call it as it is. Here we go. White flag waves. Final lap. Indianapolis showing up. The Brickyard doing what they do. Nathan Bigart doing what he does on a racetrack like this. As Brandon Banks holds on to second. Brian Fine's going to be in third. We'll see what happens here in the final couple of corners. Nate has managed the gap. He's been able to do just that. And Brandon Banks trying to close in just a touch more. This race got spread out. Even if the higher horsepower didn't show up, the tire model did. Only 6/10 of a second to fall off for the majority of the field. For the final time out of 3 and 4 onto the front straightaway. Nathan Bigart won this race last year, and he's going to win it this year. Nathan Bigart. It's the win at Indy. Brandon Banks will be second. Brian Fine will be third. Tyler Dalton, Chad Coleman, your top 5. Jason Day finishes 6th. John Hammond in 7th. David Lynn Jr. in 8th. Chris Justice, Joshua Siegfried, your top 10. I tell you what, not a bad race. Not a bad race. A long race, that's for darn sure. All right, here we go. Nathan Bigart, Brandon Banks, Brian Fine will be your top 3 here as Fred chases your hard charger at 18 spots. Most laps led goes to Nathan Bigart. Fastest lap of the race to Nathan Bigart. Pole position to Tyler Dalton. Nate, Brandon, Brian Fine. Tyler Dalton led 48 of those 58 laps. Chad Coleman led 6. Jason Day, John Hammond, David Lynn Jr., Chris Justice, Joshua Siegfried. We'll set this on the manual so that way I can trigger those how I want them triggered instead of... Yeah. Hey, quit that. Back. Thank you. Striker, Cam Dario, David Steiner, Fred Chase, Pat Green, Brian Rayburn, Mark Retchen, Clint Hackett, Rick Kennedy Jr., Jerry Culver, your top 20. And Craig Parks, Jeff Laraway, Craig Bridge Jr., Brad Dove, Eric Schaefer, Brock Duty, Jeremy Bailey, Tyler Lemon, Robert Church, Logan Kogar, your top 30. Jonathan Parsons, Ron Hollyfield, Tony Sanders, Michael Caffrey, Steve Ritter. That'll be the final portions out there for the drivers, and we of course appreciate them very much. Nathan Bigart gets the win as it comes down to the wire. Quick interviews here for the drivers. It is late, and we're going to talk to him. Congratulations, Nathan Bigart, on the big win. You won this race last season. You got it this season again. Able to control the restarts, and the tire fall off was not at all out there in comparison to what I thought would be on this racetrack, and I showed up. Talk to me.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot like real life. Track position mattered. That was the biggest thing that I found out throughout the race. Battling Tyler early on, went hard once on a restart, was able to get ahead of him, and after that, the second time I tried to do it, when he beat me, when Dove stayed out, I got stuck back a little bit. It's just, you had to be out front. And I felt like that was it. And when the guys pitted on that under the caution, I was like, man, we can't make it on fuel from here. I'm just going to stay out. And luckily, this track's big enough where you can pit and not go a lap down. And was figuring they still had to pit even if it stayed green. And if not, we would cycle to the front. Brandon went on the same strategy. And honestly, I was surprised he was able to do it without having the clean air. You know, being second, I thought maybe they would get by him and then they'd use my draft to catch, but they'd have a hard time passing. But no, he was able to hold them off as well. So, like you said, tire wear really didn't come into play. It was more just track position. And the more you got in that dirty air, the worse the car drove.
Yeah, I mean that's what I saw kind of everywhere. Little battles everywhere. It was one of the kind of the saving graces of being kind of stuck in a pack with it. You know, you've got clean air behind you. You know, seeing kind of the way the race planned out for some of the other drivers. I mean, it is a big track. Did you notice any difference with they were talking about running the higher horsepower package here? Was there any difference?
Yeah, you absolutely was a difference. You could feel it. You had to drive it a little different, and definitely a lot more rear tire wear. Like you had to, really pedal it a lot more off the corners, trying to save some tire to have better drive off later on in the run. You had to lift or brake. Like usually at Indy, I don't really have to use much brake, but tonight I did. You really had to get the car slowed down for the corner. I actually found myself a lot of times holding both pedals at the same time, braking while holding the throttle, trying to keep the nose down and turned. So it definitely drove different. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Third one of the season. You're batting 1,000 when it comes to stage wins, and I think that's the moniker that I hit on earlier. You know, you gotta have a stage presence, and we go from finding a rhythm in a series, fifth of the point standings coming into today's race. I know that you were you're looking on trying to capitalize momentum, and Jason's win last week. This week, it changes up for you. You get the opportunity to start finding that rhythm. Old Atlanta's going to be next week, so this car either loves or hates Old Atlanta. So we're kind of looking forward to how that's gonna fare out for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to get the points while I can, because like I've missed one race and I'll probably miss another one. It might actually be next week. So it means a lot to get the maximum amount of points on nights like tonight while I'm here. And honestly, it was definitely some great strategy, but a great drive. I'm lucked into this one tonight.
Nah, you drove. You had to win the race, and you still had to drive laps to do it. So I don't call it luck. I call it good. It can be good fortune, but I wouldn't call it luck. You got skill. You get skill just like the rest of them. I mean, everybody in here has got way more talent in this thing than I do. So we appreciate it. And I appreciate you stopping by last night as well to run in our race there. That was it was good to see you out in the field. Even though, it wasn't really for anything other than just, doing some cool things. So, doing something cool for my dad. So I appreciate that as much as anybody else could say it. But get a win here tonight, Nate. I'm going to let you get at it. It's a long night. My throat's a little sore. We're going to let you have at it. Give your shout outs, brother.
Yeah, just shout out to the drivers tonight. Everyone being respectful and having some great racing, great battling out there. Chop Shots themselves, the admins, for doing all the work for us. Sponsor of the lead, Chopp'n It Up podcast. Brad and Jason are doing a great job bringing that back. So big thanks to them. You, Jason, at Signature eSports. Yeah, I appreciate you letting me be a part of, that race yesterday, and everything you do for Chop Shop and all the guys. Everyone that supports you out there, all the fans out there watching us. My number one fan always watching. Love you, Mom.
Nate, I'll see you next week, and actually we'll see you Tuesday. I don't know. I haven't done the thumbnails for next week. We'll see. We'll see it at a race coming up. Actually, I'll see you tomorrow. You're gonna be RC
Yeah.
tomorrow, so
I
never.
say
I'll see you
I'll
tomorrow.
be the RC tomorrow. Yeah.
That'll be fun. It'll be fine. I don't actually. Who's your prediction for tomorrow? Hold on, let's go look. Let's see. We've got playoffs happening. We are at Phoenix. Who's your predict? If you had your over under, who's Nate's prediction for tomorrow?
I'm gonna go with Pat.
Pat.
Get Pat. Pat is gonna get a win.
Yeah, Pat's on a roll right now, so we love seeing it. All right, brother. I'll let you have at it. We'll see you tomorrow night for the O'Reilly series. All right, we'll let him have at it. That's Nate coming home in victory lane. P2 tonight. Brandon Banks coming home with a strong suit. Nate pointed it out just as good as I could have pointed it out. You able to hold off some hard charges there in the early going, able to stretch yourself back out there. And for a moment there, you were turning better corners than Nate was. I mean, so tough. Dirty air sucks. That's what.
It was very difficult. I mean, passing was very tough, especially towards the front. Everybody was so even up there that you pretty much just had to wait for someone to make a mistake. And I knew once we let Nathan get out there in front, it was going to be hard regardless, because he's just so good at these flat type tracks. So, I mean, I think we were as fast.
Mhm.
It was just the dirty air. You couldn't do anything. I mean, even with the extra horsepower, I think it made a difference for sure. Like you had to kind of pedal it a little bit and actually kind of drive it off the rears a little bit more. So managing the rears was a little more important compared to just the regular 100%.
Mhm.
So that was a little different, but yeah, I mean, track position was everything. If you could get out front, if you had any kind of pace at all, it was you won. So it's just the nature of this car. I mean, not much you can really do about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I was watching it. I was watching the fall off on the tires, and I think that's one of the things that I always, I try to keep up with as much when it comes to iRacing as possible, because each track is different, and you expect to slide out of the corner and heat the tires up, but the lap times just didn't. They didn't. They showcased that you could just run and not necessarily worry about the tire. I mean, you're gonna driving off the right rear is what this car I think needs in most of the tracks, and it seemed like tonight that's exactly what you guys had to do.
Yeah, tire fall. I mean, the tires were wearing. I mean, I was down in the 50s and 60s. I mean, on rears and fronts, almost every run when we got a long run at least. So the tires were wearing. It was just you can't pass. So, like I said, clean air is so important. So, and it's going to be that way until they do something different with this car. So, these types of tracks here where you're one after another. There's not a ton of lanes and things like that. It's going to be hard to pass, and being up front is going to be where you want to be all the time. So, but yeah, that whole cycle worked out okay. I was like, man, I don't know. I think we could make it. And, if we could just hold them off for 10, 15 laps after that restart and get within our pit window, we were going to be fine. I thought we could stay out in front of the field, which we did. And, that was what pretty much, I think, got us this finish we did. I think we were top 3 car. Not sure if we could ever beat Nate, but he just had the track position the whole night. So good strategy, made the right call, so it was fun though. I mean, it's Indy, so
Yeah.
I mean it's a fun track. It's just I just wish we could figure it out to where we could actually make some passes. It'd be a lot better, I believe.
I don't disagree, but you guys are awesome. So nonetheless, it worked out. And P2 tonight, sir. Give a shout outs. This was fun. It was a fun race.
Yeah, man. Like I said, always thank you to you for putting on the broadcast. Great job. Congrats to Nate. Brian, he raced me as clean as anybody could race me, so I appreciate that. He had a couple times he probably could have run me over there when I was trying to trying to get out a little bit on him. He would pack air under me, and that thing just would not drive off the corner. So appreciate him for not just moving me out of the way. DBR guys, they had some issues. Schaefer had some issues tonight with some damage, and Craig kept getting caught laps behind, but they both battled back to, I think, had pretty okay finishes. Actually, no, I think Schaefer got wrecked. So, but it is what it is. Like I said, appreciate them, and like I said, everybody that comes out and watches. Awesome league, won a good league, man. Chopp'n It Up podcast is our sponsor. Great set of guys there. Stay tuned, sports, Adminboxx, everybody. Just appreciate everybody for doing what they do. Like I said, we'll take this top 3 and go on to next week and see if we can just keep the streak going. Just kind of keep getting good finishes and figuring it out.
Building points, building stage points, building stage presence. We got Old Atlanta next week, so I'm curious. I'm curious to see how this car is gonna. I kind of want the higher horsepower at that track.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun. Like I said, Atlanta's definitely a different animal. So we'll see. Like I said it's a good track of ours. I know we had that in the championship last year, and me and Nate and Jason, I know ran pretty well there. So I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, it's gonna be a fun race regardless.
I think so. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the plan. But if not, we'll see you.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you Tuesday.
All right, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You too. It's Brandon Banks coming on P2 tonight, doing what he does best, and that is continue to dress and impress. Speaking of dress and impress, Brian Fine running a nice little P3 tonight. Congratulations on knocking it down, man. That was a crazy end of that race. And speaking to droves, there's a lot to be said for dirty air. I mean, you had 11 lap pressure tires and you couldn't do a dang thing with them.
No, just happens with dirty air, but hey, here's what it is. We'll come home with a P3 tonight and had a lot of fun.
Yeah, this racetrack it's got a love-hate relationship with the next-gen car. The truck and the O'Reilly car seem like they're a lot more fun to drive, and you feel like you can make passes on the long haul. But man, oh man, does this track? I don't know. I don't know if it shows the strength or the weaknesses of the Cup car. Maybe it shows the strength of being able to turn and go 200 miles an hour, being able to get on the brakes hard and not have any really that big of an issue. It does show some good aerodynamics to it, but at the same time, I think that diffuser irritates the living snot out of me for every word of the reason that the air needs to travel over the car, not so much underneath the car.
Yeah, no, I mean, dirty air diffuser, the extra horsepower at this track. You could make a run on a car, but you had to time it just right. Like Brandon and I, we were talking, and if you could time it right, you can pass somebody. But man, if you screwed up, it hurt you pretty bad.
Yeah, I watched it happen. I don't know. Felt like you could almost pedal better on the outside, but you could only do that in like corner, on the even corners, and you couldn't really do it on the odd corners. If you try to do it on the odd corners, the short shoot wall was your next friend.
Yeah, see, like with me, I kind of had the opposite effect. Like, 1 and 3 seemed really good to me. It was, 2 and 4. These cars are more right rear heavy dependent than the old car being left rear, and I felt like I was just burning the right rear off. Car was getting amazing right rear drive. Yeah, I went a little too hard at the beginning, but it was there. Just the right rear gave out. I think one of the pit stops I was down to like 52 on the right rear. I was trying to really be dependent on the right rear, and I just pushed it a little too hard.
everybody was in their 50s. That's exactly what Jason was saying, or not Jason, Brandon Banks was saying as well, that the tires, right, you were getting into the 50s, and there was just, you had the wear. It's just the lap times didn't, it fell off about, half a 10 or a half a second, 6/10 of a second, and that could feel like forever, but it really didn't. To me, it didn't show as drastic of a change. You get the tires cooled down, and drivers run their fastest lap of the race on 20 lap old tires. That's pretty big.
Yeah, no, especially I think, right after that last caution, crew chief said, track temps at like 107, 108. And it's like, okay, here's an advantage for, Nate and Brandon. Um, and I was trying to give it, hell, trying to catch them. And it seemed like they just caught another gear and took off. And, um, solid night after some struggles, and I cannot complain. Actually, it was got caught up in that big melee on the front stretch after that restart, and come back to P3. I'm not going to complain about tonight.
Well, I'm not either. If you could have ran 1 and 2 the way you ran 3 and 4, you'd have been great. Tyler, you did great. It just, Nate is an animal on the bottom of the racetrack. He just does something weirdly different than everybody else. And but again, clean air was massive, and I think that's and you know what, I tell you what, the fact that we were close to a green flag pit cycle shenanigans had me on the edge of my seat. But cautions to happen and all those things happen. So, but man, oh man. All right. Well, congratulations, Brian. Give a shout outs, man. Get a P3 finish tonight. Not a bad day.
Yeah, not a bad day at all. Shout out to my wife and my daughter for letting me come out and play with the boys. You guys up there in the booth, what you're doing, all the admins in the league. Great runs tonight to Nate and Brandon. Shout out to my guys over at BCR, Bailey and Justice. We're clicking along pretty well, and things are going well. You know, hard fought battle. It'd been nice to get the P1, but we'll take a top 3. We'll get after it next week.
I think it'll be fun. I'm not a I'm not one of those those guys to not want to go to old Atlanta. Hot Atlanta is a lot of fun. That's my track of choice for mile and a halves to call, because anything can happen.
Yeah, I'm a little scared of that place. I'm not really good in the next gen car. I prefer it in the old car, but we'll make our way around it.
You'll figure something out. And all you got to do is just make sure that you miss any big ones that may be in front of you. That's the big one.
Agreed.
That track will destroy a car faster than anything. With the characteristics that track has, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, all right, Brian, we'll see you next week, and good luck to the rest of your races, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's Brian Fine coming on P3 tonight, as tracks may be a good one today. It felt like you and he were pretty close. Clean air was super strong. That's one of the things that Nate was talking about, that Jason was talking about, and it just looked that way. It looked like once you got away from another driver's draft, the draft was going to be a factor. I got to give a round of applause. There it is. It's coming to you. Hold on. Let me do it. I'm going to give everybody a round of applause. Let's see. Let me see if I can do it. Yeah, there it is. Just sticking around and knocking it down, folks. You guys are crazy. You guys are amazing. And always remember that, racing happens, right? I just love it. I just love it. I have Tangy alerts. I have Tangy alerts. Oh, speaking of which, this is one that we haven't done with yet. Hold on.
Lizard, 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 lizard. Lizard.
All right. What else? Okay. All right. Sorry. I'm losing my your little friend lizard. That's my favorite one.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
It's my favorite one. All right, folks, we love you. We appreciate you. Make sure that you guys are. Yeah, 300. All right, folks. We love you. We appreciate you. Be good, be safe, be kind, order, let us Sport Factory Live. Thank you for everybody sticking around. It was a lot of fun tonight. We love you. These guys did a great job. And it was a great race. Congrats to Nate. And it was a lot of fun. These races, when we get these longer races, it has a tendency to take a toll on the voice, but we'll be back tomorrow, Phoenix, for the O'Reilly Auto Parts series, and then we'll be off on Sunday. We do have Sunday Fun Day coming up. We'll be at Michigan. I do believe the Cup car is going to be at Michigan, so I think that's what Church chose last night when he won that race. So we'll get in and do that. But there's no broadcast on Sunday, but we're back Monday, Michigan for Sim 500 and Truck Series on Tuesday, and just back on the grind, folks. Back on the grind. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you soon. Bye, Budgie. Bye, Bree. Bye, everybody. And we'll see you soon. Thank you to everybody watching out there, no matter where you're watching. We thank you. And take care. Take care. That's what I say. Take care. Much love.